Hello, everyone, and a very good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Boundary once again. TUI Sport पर आपका एक बार फिर से स्वागत है और थोड़ी सी सेटिंग चेंज हो गई है, थोड़ी सी हमने देर से शुरू किया है. There was a balcony mishap, if I can say so. I was stuck in a balcony in a hotel room, but now we are back and we are ready to talk about cricket. And of course, there's so much to talk about. There's a lot to talk about Bengaluru, not RCB, what happened in Bengaluru, and also आईपीएल का हम फ्लेवर रोज लेकर ही आते हैं एंड टुडे वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ मसाला एंड तड़का अबाउट दिल्ली कैपिटल्स. तो चलिए फटाफट इनवाइट करते हैं पैनलिस्ट को. आज हमारे साथ टीओआई के तीन, नॉट वन नॉट टू बट तीन एस रिपोर्टर्स हैं, एस एडिटर्स हैं. लेट्स वेलकम साहिल मल्होत्रा एंड गौरव गुप्ता. And making his debut on Beyond the Boundary, almost every day we are having a debut, isn't it? Dopayan Datta. Welcome, gentlemen, and welcome, Dopayan. First time on the show. Let's start with you. आज क्या हुआ है यार बेंगलुरु में? Like, what were you doing? मैं बताता हूँ. I was going to take a flight and check in किया. तब तक lunch session में वो सारा उड़ गया. Flight land हुई, 46 all out हो गया. Like, what were you doing कि उसके बीच में ये सारा विकेट निकल गई यार?
I normally walk my dogs in the morning and then I watch the first session like as I lie down and watch it on TV on my mobile before going to TV for the second session. I was hoping to watch Virat Kohli bat in the second session on TV, but then it didn't pan out that way. So everything happened in the mobile itself. So, बस मोबाइल में ही देखते रहे as wickets kept falling and falling. और क्या? Hello.
Okay. Yeah, I think Chetan is back. Or Chetan is back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Today is going to be a little bit of a struggle with the internet and all. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, आज का ऐसा ही हुआ है.
Yeah, Gigi, I'll take over. Gigi, first impression of the test यार, मतलब आज बहुत overcast, cloudy start था. Were you surprised with Rohit's decision to bat first? He himself has accepted that it wasn't probably the right call to bat first on this surface. What are your thoughts, or did you see it as a challenge which he threw to his batters and it completely backfired?
I think you're right. I mean, I was also surprised for their decision to bat, but I think the fact that they're playing three spinners, I think, will influence Rah's decision. And also, Day's play has been washed out. So, coming from the way you beat Bangladesh in the last match, I think the thinking was कि यार फटाफट कुछ score मार लो and bat quickly enough for say 1.5 days and then sort of put New Zealand in and try and get them out twice as soon as possible, because I think this win guarantees them the part 2 WTC final, if I'm not mistaken. So I think maybe that was the thinking, but I think you should always factor in the conditions at that point in time when you walk out to for the toss, and if it was overcast and if it so much barish had happened, then you should have been a bit careful and perhaps you were better off bowling first. But then again I thought Akashdeep ko hatana zaruri nahi tha, Kuldeep ko lana, because Akashdeep had bowled so well in the last couple of matches against Bangladesh, and they needed to stick to that same combo, and it just shows that the moment a Western team comes and Sena country comes, you want to again go back to the three spinner formula rather than have faith in your third fast bowler. So a bit sort of surprised and saddened by what happened today, obviously, as an Indian cricket fan.
Am I back? Am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So, first of all, yes, the time span, as you mentioned, आज फटाफट विकेटें निकली हैं. And Gigi, you're right. अगर आप बांग्लादेश के साथ कंपेयर करो, बांग्लादेश strength is obviously spin, और वो लोग they play most of their cricket on black soil pitch. The first चेन्नई में first test पे हम लोगों ने red soil पे खेला, all of that. And then of course you wanted to pepper them with your fast bowling strength. ठीक है, लेकिन आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि जैसे ही आपका एक सेना कंट्री आया and then suddenly you go back to your age old formula. और अगर आप notice करो, the way Sun came out, in the second session, India का जब हो गया काम 46 all out, the Sun came out like a bit of a joke. There was a bit of slowness in the pitch. Ashwin was bowling quicker through the air. T के बाद Ashwin started bowling a lot slower. There was a bit of purchase from the pitch. Scruff marks भी दिख रहे थे. So from that angle, you can understand कि, how the pitch is going to behave if there is no rain. It is going to turn for sure, So from that aspect, आपने दो पेसर खिलाए. Dopayan, what's your thought on this? Age-old formula, but again, the conditions got the better of India today.
Yes, absolutely. And वो the age old formula के जो बात कर रहे हो, like on when on day one Jadeja's ball turns, you know that there is a lot in it for the spinners. And वो नीचे के surface dry है. It is true that it is dry, and probably India would have taken 100 for 4 in the first session. Had it been like that, 100, that would have been par, because even 50 run 70 run lead first innings में भी concede करना पड़े, then India has the spinners to run through New Zealand in the second innings. So it was a kind of and even Tom Latham said that he would have batted. So it was a brilliant toss to lose actually. Or and the dryness was obviously there. That's why the decision was taken. And this thing about two pacers, it's again like चल जाता तो चल जाता. You have Bumrah, you have Kuldeep.
Yeah.
These are fantastic bowlers, match winners, and तो
Hmm.
चल सकता था, but अभी नहीं चला है तो नहीं चला है. अभी कर क्या सकते हो? But then it's not yet over. I would say, like, if we can keep them to within a lead of 200, then you never know. You never know, because उसको अगर 150 भी देते हैं सेकंड इनिंग्स में, देयर इज अ मैच.
There's a match, yes. लेकिन यहाँ पर I think the bigger picture is, and the bigger point is, आपने toss की बात की. From what I understand, it was not as dark when the toss happened. लेकिन आपके पास जो time होता है, toss happened at 8:45. The match started at 9:15. उस half an hour में around 9:05 a.m. It just went dark and the lights came on. So Tom Latham also said कि he would have liked to bat first, which again makes sense. आप देखो कि both captains were looking at the pitch, looking at the surface, how it might play over the next 5 days, and I think India were just caught in a wrong spot. But having said that, India caught in a wrong spot, that is a bit of a worry. Priyanshu ka comment hai, collapse can happen. Yes, it can happen. Larger concern is fragile Indian batting. Rohit, Virat past their prime. Just Jaiswal, Gill yet to hit their prime. KL doesn't have a prime. Okay, that's a bit of a joke, but tough BGT loading. Let's take it one by one. Rohit up and down with the test form at the moment. Virat Kohli, we have discussed at length for the last 2 days. Needs runs, needs time in the middle. आज number 3 पर batting किया. It was a big promotion. Sarfaraz Khan, we discussed yesterday. He's going to struggle against quality pace. It was a tremendous catch, but he did not look comfortable. And then Rishabh Pant will play like Rishabh Pant plays. Basically, the fragility of the batting lineup that has come to the fore. और ये हमने बांग्लादेश के अगेंस्ट भी देखा फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में चेन्नई पे. उस दिन भी थोड़ा सा क्लाउडी था, एंड इट वाज it was written there. So यहाँ पर what are we looking at? Because India's batting has been on a bit of a downward slope. Gigi and then Sahil and then Dwapayan, of course.
Well, इंडिया की बैटिंग तो डेफिनेटली डाउनहिल. मतलब आई थिंक अगेन विराट कोहली coming at to bat at number 3. One of the contentious things that has happened today, one of the debatable things, is that Virat Kohli came to bat at number 3, whereas people expected, I think, KL Rahul to come at one down, because he is opened for India so many times, and he's faced the new ball or the semi-new ball, relatively new ball far much more than perhaps Virat would have. But I think Virat showed initiative there, for which I was seeing a Sanjay Manjekar tweet in which he said that Virat needs to be praised for taking the initiative and coming and batting at one down. But then within his seconds of his tweet, वो out हो गए. तो ये फुल हार्डी ब्रावाडो है मेरे ख्याल से. You should stick to the spot that your champion batsman should stick to the spot at which he's been doing well. But at the same time, Virat definitely he's far more vulnerable than he ever was. So again, I'll keep repeating this, that he's on test till the WTC final next year, and we need to perhaps take a call in his future after that game if we reach there. But beyond that, I think the batting is fine. It's just one odd day of bad batting, case of bad batting, and I'm expecting them to do much better going forward. Obviously, Rohit is another concern because he's again a senior player whose form will be scrutinized much more than the others, purely because of the age factor. But other than that, I think I'm not too worried about the others. I mean, I know there's a lot of clamor to bring back Pujara, Rahane, and guys who can stay at the wicket and get past these conditions, or But then I think this team has moved beyond them. Yeah, I mean, if at all, you should look at younger players in domestic cricket. If you have to replace the seniors at some point in future. But overall, I think it's just a prep, and we should not get too also sort of scared by what has happened today.
Okay,
Okay,
तो Bayan, if we can talk about Rohit in particular, जैसे हमारा comment भी है यहाँ पर, Rohit's test form is not under
yes, Rohit's test form obviously.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, you were for the first part. So you were talking about Rohit's form, I'm guessing. So yeah, Rohit's form has been patchy. His test
Am I
form
audible?
has been patchy. Yes,
Yeah.
you are. You are. You are.
Yeah.
So
So
should
Nihal
I
Singh's
continue?
comment is here. Rohit's test form is. Yeah, I'll just finish my question.
Yeah.
Rohit's
Yeah.
test form under a bit of notice. He's not able to attack in the beginning. He's tending to lose patience. This bit about losing patience, I think that is little interesting. क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि सारे फॉर्मेट्स में रोहित हैज बीन अटैकिंग एट द टॉप अ लिटिल बिट मोर. आप ओडीआईज की बात करो, चलो T20s he's not playing anymore, but he's been attacking at the top of the order. Is he getting carried away with that in Test cricket as well a bit?
No, patience has not been his middle name ever. So I don't think वो patience नहीं है बोलना at this stage of his career to Rohit Sharma doesn't make sense. And Rohit Sharma in Test cricket is a bit like वीरेंद्र सहवाग. 6 मैच में 6 या 8 innings में 2 innings खेलेगा और वो 2 innings वो जिता के देगा. So it is like that. So you will have to accept these failures of Rohit Sharma on and off. But on the day that he plays, the day that he will play, like even in T20 cricket, look at the T20 World Cup. He was not getting runs. But the day he got runs against Australia, we won. So it's like that. And the way cricket is played these days, 2 or 3 people have to get runs. So not everybody doesn't need to get runs, especially on challenging pitches. So yeah, he hasn't got runs in the 4 innings that he has played. Once that the 2 test series back to back are happening, but it will come, and if it will come on a good day, and then we will be fine. So I don't think patience वो सब जरूरत नहीं है. Like he is not a patient player. He plays like that. He has scored his runs like that, and he is going to score runs like that in the future as well. जितना दिन वो खेलेगा. But I am slightly मुझे I was slightly surprised by Virat Kohli's promotion. Like, why would you go up at number 3? Like, did Tendulkar ever go up at number 3? I don't remember. Like, he has scored all his runs at number 4. He is probably the world's best number 4 batsman. So why do you need to go? As Gigi said, why this bravado? There was no need. Send KL Rahul or whoever. Like, there are a number of good batters, but uh, Virat Kohli, being the player that he is, he should have batted number 4.
Okay, Kyle, your thoughts on this? First Rohit Sharma and then Virat Kohli's promotion.
No, I think I was equally surprised there. Virat Kohli coming in at number 3, I thought he should have stuck to number 4. And then Rohit Sharma, I think not just Rohit Sharma, and if you just look at batting unit as a whole, it was a catastrophic failure, right? And that's what something which has happened when ball does a bit early on. It was evident in that game against Bangladesh in Chennai for the first couple of hours, and now again. So damage was already done by the time we went into lunch, right? So except Rishabh Pant and Yashasvi Jaiswal, no batter actually faced substantial amount of deliveries there. So I think that was a big concern to me. Balls to face karo yaar at least, if nothing else. Matlab run bane ya na bane. And Yashasvi looked good to me. He was leaving the ball well, leaving the ball on length. And Rishabh Pant was continuing to do what Rishabh Pant does best. Now, coming to Rishabh Pant, I think just slightly taking matter to some serious matters now. गौरव गुप्ता ने कुछ धमाल कर दिया आज सुबह. Gaurav Gupta's sensational report for Times of India early in the morning, sent late in the night, says that Rishabh Pant will not be captaining Delhi Capitals from IPL 2025. So, Gigi, I throw the stage to you now. What are the details? What are you hearing? What's the chatter? What's the buzz? हो क्या रहा है ऋषभ पंत का? उसके बाद we'll move to the director of cricket, GMR, JSW, and the chaos. First, Rishabh Pant, your thoughts.
Well, I think DC is looking for a complete makeover. Delhi Capitals under the management of GMR, and they have the reins in their hands for the next 2 years. And from what I believe, I think he's been in discussion with the owners for a while now. Rishabh Pant, and they have conveyed to him that boss, you are better off as a you're considering your white ball record and your tendency to sort of not do as well in this format compared to the red ball format. You're better off not captaining. वो कैप्टनसी का बर्डन किसी और को दे दो एंड यू स्टिल बी आर टॉप रिटेन प्लेयर एंड यू कंटिन्यू टू प्ले फॉर अस एंड यू स्टिल आर MVP मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल प्लेयर बट आप कप्तानी मत करो and I think they're looking at Akshar Patel or possibly somebody outside the pool that they have. Maybe if they can get Shreyas Iyer in the auction, if Shreyas Iyer is released by KKR, which most probably he will because KKR have too many options at their disposal. So they're going to go all out for somebody like Shreyas. Not to say the other teams will not, because captain's material to है वो लड़का. And the last time they reached the final was under Shreyas in 2020 IPL. So definitely
Yeah.
वो है उनको, but at the same time it's it's part of a complete revamp which also has left many people shocked because I mean Rishabh Pant at the end of the day is Rishabh Pant, but this rumor was going around for quite a few days, and a few days back I think he posted on Instagram as well that what happens if I go in the auction pool. Rishabh Pant saying that was a big indication that all is not well between him and the MI ownership group or between the team, the management. But having said that, I think इस तरह के धमाके होते रहते हैं. Last year similar kind of धमाका हमने देखा जब हार्दिक पांड्या कप्तान बनाए गए बाहर से लाकर गुजरात जायंट्स से, गुजरात टाइटंस से, and then this time we have seen this with Rishabh. But I think it's a sensible call. And I hope Rishabh gets around it and understands why it is being done, rather than sort of insist that nahi, main hi kaptani karunga. So I think it makes sense, that for him to just play as a player. But yeah, it's in itself, when I learned about it, I was quite shocked, and I sort of stuck my neck out and did the story. But I mean, by the evening, it's proven to be on the ball, and hopefully it's hit the bullseye.
Dwaipan, are
Okay.
you able to kind of make sense of what's happening here? What are your thoughts when it comes to Rishabh Pant? What do you make of this matter? Just having a bird's eye view of what is happening. What do you make of it? Rishabh Pant not being captain. Does it hit his personal captaincy ambitions with the Indian cricket team? Because this is a different ball game. But then, if you're not in the leadership group in the IPL, it does affect your chances at the highest level. So, what do you make of it? Just a bird's eye view of whatever is happening. Just Rishabh
Yes.
Pant captaincy.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure he will not take it well. Like no one takes it well. I have known players who have left franchises because of not being made captains. I hear that maybe Surya Kumar Yadav also wants the Mumbai Indians captaincy. So and player of that stature, and the fact that Rishabh Pant hasn't done too badly as a captain, like they made the final one. Then of course he had that accident, and last year he was just coming back. So I do not exactly understand the politics of removing Rishabh Pant from captaincy. He is captaincy material. The way he understands the game, the way he reads the game. When we listen to what he says from in the stump mic and all that, he is right there, and he's one of the top players. So why strip him of the captaincy? He will not take it well. It will hurt his ego. I don't know if he's going to stay or not. What the owners will sit down and decide and do, but he will definitely not take it well. Like when Jadeja was going through a similar situation in CSK, it needed a lot of convincing on the part of a lot of people to keep him. Like there was a point when he wanted to leave the franchisee, but
Yeah.
they managed to keep him. Dhoni put his foot down and said that there is no way he is going to leave. Dhoni being Dhoni, he could do that. But and Jadeja earlier had faced a ban 10 years ago when he tried to push a transfer like that. So there is that IPL rule. It has to, that all the parties have to come to an agreement for somebody to leave the franchise. So there are a lot of things in the middle phase of this thing. So, but Pant will not take it well. Like I'm very sure about it. There is no way he will take it well. He loves captaincy. He loves being in the thick of things, and he has a fair understanding of the like. He's obviously a great leader of the game. So I don't know whether Akshar Patel will be a better captain than Rishabh Pant. I don't know.
साहिल, I think it's also about your thoughts on this matter as well. क्योंकि आप अगर बात करें, we also have to figure out कि there have been some changes in the DC hierarchy. Not to
Yeah.
mention, not to mention, Delhi Capitals का थोड़ा सा जो सिनेरियो है वो डिफरेंट है बाकी फ्रेंचाइजीज से, because they have a 50-50 joint partnership between JMR and JSW. Both
Yeah.
of them run the team for 2 years. पहले 2 साल
Yeah.
JSW रन करेगा, फिर GMR रन करेगा. हाँ, रिटेंशन, ऑक्शन, कोचिंग, a lot of these decisions, जो hierarchy decisions हैं, these are made together. Auction
Yeah.
decisions, retainership decisions, these are made together. लेकिन ये बैलेंस जहां एक साइड 2 साल रन कर रही है, फिर दूसरी साइड 2 साल रन कर रही है, दैट समटाइम्स कैन ब्रिंग अपहीवल. और हमने देखा है कि दिल्ली कैपिटल्स हैजंट बीन द मोस्ट स्टेबल team in the recent years. What is your reading? Because a lot has changed, a lot has gone in the background as well. हमने
Yeah.
और भी अनाउंसमेंट की हैं. They have a new coach. रोज हमसे पूछा जा रहा था कि कौन कोच होगा डीसी का, कौन कोच होगा डीसी का. नाउ वी हैव अ न्यू कोच, वी हैव अ न्यू डायरेक्टर ऑफ क्रिकेट, we have a new director of sport at JSW who is Saurav Ganguly now. So what is your line of thinking here? What is really happening in the backdrop, and how has that impacted Rishabh Pant's or the story about Rishabh Pant?
No, see, first things first, Saurav Ganguly has been with the franchise since 2019. That's when he first came as the advisor to Ricky Ponting, who was already there. And Ricky Ponting just didn't last a couple of seasons. He was there for a substantial period of time. So it's fair to say that both JSW and GMR were on the same page with regards to the coaches in place, with regards to Saurav Ganguly and everyone and anything which was going around back then. But now I think before this season, GMR kind of had that feeling that they want a more hands-on approach as far as coaching and backroom setup is concerned. They felt that a lot was happening on the surface when it came to Saurav Ganguly or Ricky Ponting. It wasn't a 365-day approach which they actually wanted, and there were sections in the ownership group who were not at all happy with the scouting group of Delhi Capitals. They thought some very underwhelming names were pushed as Delhi Capital scout, and some of the players there. I can give you like 4 5 Delhi players who Delhi Capitals missed right under their nose because they did not have a very robust scouting system. जैसे आप बेसिकली मुंबई इंडियंस का देखते हैं या आप राजस्थान रॉयल्स का देख रहे हैं, सो दिल्ली कैपिटल्स का वैसा कोई सेटअप आपको दिखा ही नहीं सा. So this season, and these developments didn't happen overnight. Whether it's Venugopal Rao. So first, for our viewers, Venugopal Rao GMR के साथ आज से नहीं है, कई सालों से है. वो GMR के डायरेक्टर ऑफ स्पोर्ट क्रिकेट पहले से ही हैं. अब वो दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के डायरेक्टर ऑफ क्रिकेट हैं. दोनों डिफरेंट चीजें हैं. आज JSW का जो प्रेस रिलीज आया है, इट मेंशंस गांगुली एज डायरेक्टर ऑफ क्रिकेट JSW स्पोर्ट्स, नॉट दिल्ली कैपिटल्स, because JSW will have very little interference in what will be done in the IPL. They will we have to make a peace with SA20 and the Women's Premier League teams. बाकी सब GMR ने देखना है. Hemang Badani was appointed as the coach. Again, no stranger or a newbie to the GMR setup. He has been part of the GMR setup. Munaf Patel is expected to join the backroom staff very soon, and an announcement is very likely when other coaches are finalized along with Munaf Patel. So all these guys have been with GMR Chetan पहले से ही, and ये overnight कुछ भी नहीं होता है. इनको हैंड्स ऑन अप्रोच चाहिए था. एंड जो आज जीजी का स्टोरी आया है, जो ऋषभ पंत वाला स्टोरी है जो जीजी ने करा है, और मैं और जीजी आज अभी ऑफिस से वापस आते हुए आई वाज स्पीकिंग टू हिम आल्सो एंड वी वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट इट. वो जो मीटिंग हुआ ना दुबई के अंदर, आई थिंक वहां पे एक क्यू मिल दिया गया ऋषभ को कि कप्तानी नहीं होने वाला है. एंड आई थिंक वन थिंग व्हिच अर्क्ड ऋषभ मोर आल्सो वाज द फैक्ट दैट जब एक कोचेस का अनाउंसमेंट हुआ या प्लानिंग चल रहा था, ऋषभ wasn't really kept in loop. That's what I have also heard. So वेणुगोपाल राव हो, हेमंत बदानी हो, ऋषभ उस
Okay,
ग्रुप
that's
का पार्ट
important.
नहीं थे, जब वो पार्ट नहीं थे जिन्होंने डिसीजंस लिए. So there were indications strong enough to Rishabh, and as Gigi has written, I think the ball is in Rishabh's court right now. Stay back as a player because we are looking at a different captain for sure. So that is where things
Okay.
stand right now. And Saurav Ganguly can make as much noise as he wants right now, but for the next 2 years, I don't see him in any decision-making capacity in the IPL. He would be sitting in the at the auction table, but that pedal would be raised by Kiran Kumar Gandhi, who will be calling the shots for the next 2 years because GMR and JSW have that arrangement for a very long time. The only thing which has changed right now is they have pushed Saurav Ganguly away. They've literally pushed him
Okay.
away from decision-making capacities, and he'll not call any shots when it comes to making those crucial decisions.
Okay, and this is an open secret. इसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है कि JSW when ever since they came on board, they
Absolutely,
were
yeah. I think
they have
Chetan,
always
it's
been
important
away.
to understand the fact that अभी मैं Twitter पे पढ़ रहा था, X पे पढ़ रहा था. In fact, people are saying कि what kind of arrangement is this? Boss, this arrangement has been happening ever
Since day
since they
one.
came into that agreement. It's the
Yeah.
only thing which has changed right now is you expected Saurav Ganguly to continue in some role or the other. Right now,
या
that
उसका भी
hasn't
एक
happened.
एक्सप्लेनेशन है. नो नो, उसका भी एक एक्सप्लेनेशन है, और उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन ये है कि सौरव गांगुली हैज कम इनटू force or come into effect at the Delhi franchisee only since JSW came into that arrangement, into that agreement.
Yeah.
Ever since they came into the franchisee, they brought Saurav Ganguly because of his past, of his captaincy, whatever you want to call it, leadership, etc. It was not GMR really. So इसमें अभी कोई सरप्राइज नहीं दिख रहा है कि now that GMR is back at the helm for 2 years, maybe Saurav Ganguly is being brushed aside कि okay for the next 2 years, जैसा साहिल ने कहा कि influence might be a little less. जी ये कैप्टनसी वाला जैसा आप इशू आ रहा है कि ओके ऋषभ पंत इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी द कैप्टन, उसका इंपैक्ट क्या होगा, हाउ इज इट गोइंग टू ब्लो अप, इज ही गोइंग टू बी रिटेन्ड, इज ही गोइंग इनटू द ऑक्शन, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, वो हम देखते हैं. In terms of captaincy, Delhi Capitals, are they looking inside their squad or inside the players that they might retain? Abhi squad to hai nahi. Inside the players, they might retain 5 players or go for RTM. So 6 players. क्या उस 6 players के bunch में ओके आप ऋषभ पंत को हटा दीजिए 1 मिनट के लिए कि वो रिटेन हो रहे हैं या नहीं हो रहे हैं, 5 प्लेयर, कौन से 5 प्लेयर हो सकते हैं, और क्या डीसी उन 5 प्लेयर्स में से किसी को कैप्टन बना सकते हैं, और ऑक्शन से ही पता चलेगा कि कौन कैप्टन बनेगा?
आई थिंक मेरा हंच ये है कि ऑक्शन से ही पता चलेगा, बिकॉज जैसा कि मैंने आपको कहा, आई थिंक वन ऑफ द गाइज हु लेड देम वेरी वाइजली एंड वेरी एस्ट्यूटली वाज Shreyas Iyer, in that 2020 IPL season, the last time they reached the final. And in 21, what happened was very interesting because Shreyas went out because of an injury, I think, to his wrist, or was that back? I don't remember clearly. And then he went out, and then when he came back, the poor thing learned that Rishabh Pant had been made the captain. और उनको जो है फिर आई थिंक he didn't go down too well with him, and he left the franchisee, and he was ultimately snapped up by KKR, who eventually made him the captain. So थोड़ा सा ये चीजें जो है वो carefully manage करनी पड़ती हैं. So I think in this, I mean, if at all they do decide to look inside, I think Akshar Patel is a great choice to have, in that sense, because of the way he played in the World Cup. We all saw he was brilliant, absolutely, with bat and ball. And maybe it's time for him to be promoted to that bigger leadership, to the leadership group,
Okay.
and seeing what he can deliver as a captain. And other than that, I think maybe a Shehzad, or maybe I don't know who else.
Aiden Markram.
If decides to come into the auction pool, could be great captaincy material, or a foreign player. But I think mostly it should be outside, but you never know. Maybe they choose to sort of grow Rishabh into a fine captain. You never know. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
Akshar into a fine captain. Akshar Patel into a
Okay.
fine captain.
कल हमने बात की थी Aiden Markram, he'll probably be released by SRH, no right to match or
Another
anything.
choice,
He's
yeah.
going RCB की नजर हो सकती है, Delhi Capitals की नजर हो सकती है. He's a fine captaincy material. Let's not forget SA20 में back to back titles दिलाए हैं उन्होंने. हाँ, I mean कमेंट आ रहा है कि माकरम को सबका कैप्टन बना रहे हैं. मैंने माकरम को देखा है since he was 16 years old. He came to play in India, देहरादून में. He was leading the university side then. उन्होंने उसमें भी टाइटल जीता था. 8-team tournament थी. So he's a fine captain from a very young age, 16 years old. Dopayan, I don't want you to be left out of this conversation. who do you think could be the right pick? जैसा हमने कहा है कि पंत को अगर आप छोड़ दीजिए, you have अक्सर, कुलदीप, फ्रेजर मैगर्क, probably not फ्रेजर मैगर्क, Tristan Stubbs. Here is an interesting pick. मिच मार्श, आप राइट टू मैच कीजिए या रिटेन कीजिए, मिच मार्श को आप कैप्टन बनाइए. व्हाट इज योर थॉट प्रोसेस? वेयर आर वी सीइंग दिल्ली कैपिटल्स नेक्स्ट कैप्टन कमिंग फ्रॉम?
See, I have been following Chennai Super Kings for the last 16 years. So my idea of IPL captaincy is Indian captain, finished.
Okay.
So we should not have foreign captains, because we can play only 4 foreigners, and it does not work. So if you are not making Pant the captain, then at the moment you are left with only one option, that is Akshar Patel. And as Gigi was saying, if they are going to get Shreyas Iyer back, then that can become an option. But whatever we can see at the moment, it has to be Akshar. I don't see anybody other than Akshar. Like, other names can be exciting, but I don't think that should be the way to go. And it might be an Indian captain should be the way to go. I may sound slightly orthodox, but that's how I have seen CSK win so much, and I think that's the way to go. So I'll stick to that. If it's not Pant, it has to be Akshar or maybe Shreyas Iyer. That's it.
ओके, श्रेयस अय्यर अगेन. ऑब्वियसली जीजी, मैं आपके पास आता हूं. हमने ये डिस्कस किया है कि, और आई थिंक साहिल से भी डिस्कस किया है कि केकेआर का सरप्राइज रिलीज हो सकता है. यू नो, let's take this comment, क्योंकि Nitish Rana, do you see Nitish Rana as any IPL team captain? KKR again, he might be released by KKR. हम लोगों ने बात की थी कि एक बहुत ही सरप्राइजिंग रिलीज कौन हो सकता है? श्रेयस अय्यर हो सकता है. And then Shreyas Iyer goes into the auction. We know maybe DC will go very hard for him. लेकिन last year, Gautam Gambhir, your namesake, Gigi, there was a lot of noise about Nitish Rana in a leadership role. Is there a possibility, not at KKR, maybe at KKR, who knows, maybe at DC, who knows, is there a possibility that we might see Nitish Rana in a captaincy or in a leadership role?
Nitish Rana is a good choice, but I don't know. I mean, see, I think couple of years back he was the KKR captain, right? When Shreyas was injured last season, I think last season. I mean, IPL 23, and I was surprised because I actually thought that I did a story which fell wrong actually, that Shardul Thakur had a chance to become the captain, but then Chandrakant Pandit sir chose to go with Nitish Rana. Didn't prove to be a very bad decision also, because Nitish was I thought pretty consistent with the bat. So he's somebody who's again ingrained in domestic cricket, having seen a lot of players, he knows pretty well. So he's actually not a bad leadership material, and I'm sure चंद्रकांत पंडित जैसे एक्सपीरियंस कोच जो है, जब वो किसी को कप्तान बनाते हैं तो उसमें कुछ क्वालिटीज उन्होंने जरूर देखी होंगी. तो जरूर कप्तानी का मटेरियल है, लेकिन क्या 14 मैच खेलने की वो मतलब एक वो होता है ना कि मेरिट वो रखते हैं वो उस फ्रेंचाइजी के लिए, वो बहुत जरूरी है मेरे ख्याल से. और यहाँ पर वो फैक्टर देखना बहुत जरूरी है. लेकिन हाँ, अपने आप में इज अ गुड बैट्समैन. I mean, he's got a proven IPL record. May not be an out and out match winner, but he can be consistent at times. Those 30s, 40s he can hit. But I still believe, as Dwepan said, I would rather go with an Akshar Patel or somebody like Shreyas. And with अगर suppose Shreyas उनके हाथ से निकल जाते हैं auction से, then maybe Nitish Rana is the backup, is one other backup option that they would be looking at. Again, a homeboy, so that factor could be there.
Sahil, प्रियांशु का कमेंट है, श्रेयस अय्यर will lead DC, KL will lead RCB, पूरन will lead LSG. इन्होंने तो पूरा राउंड अबाउट बना दिया है यहाँ पे. साहिल, लास्ट जो मेगा ऑक्शन हुई थी, you remember that? We were on a show together, और वहां पे क्या बात हुई थी कि जितने भी प्लेयर्स कैप्टेंसी मटेरियल वाले हैं, they are going to be in high demand, they are going to go for high prices. 3 years later, we have another mega auction coming up, and it feels like again, जो ये बड़े नाम हैं, maybe a Rishabh Pant, maybe a Shreyas Iyer, you never know, maybe even a Nitish Rana or Aiden Markram. These are people, or these are players potential captains of different teams, different franchises released into the auction, potentially right to match card, और अब right to match का एक और भी नया रूल आ गया है कि फाइनल बोली भी आप आगे बढ़ा सकते हो. We are back to that position जहां पे लीडरशिप क्वालिटी, नॉट जस्ट द बैटिंग और द bowling ability, जैसे जीजी कह रहा था कि आप 14 मैचेस खेल सकते हो या नहीं, लीडरशिप क्वालिटी इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैसेट, और वो आपका प्राइस वैल्यू डिराइव करेगा.
I think that's what happened, Chetan, with Pat Cummins, right? I think more than his bowling, the amount of money which SRH spent on him, it was purely on the captaincy skills and the leadership skills which he brought to the table. And look at the remarkable difference which the side experienced in their last season, out of nowhere, from being down in the dumps here for a lot of time now, ever since that David Warner episode unfolded. I think SRH उसके बाद से मतलब केन विलियमसन बहुत सारे उथल पुथल ऊपर नीचे आपने करे, but you just couldn't strike that consistent chord. And under Pat Cummins, they looked a completely different side last season. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, what the owners were told, or were they asked to kind of take a back seat finally so that players can actually do their bit in the middle. But they've had some baffling calls यार. उमरान मलिक, अब्दुल समाद जैसे players को आप retain कर रहे हो. Again, against किसी के भी मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Both good players, but then you retain players with some sort of logic and longevity in place, right? How many games these both boys end up playing for SRH after that retention? Shocking retention, I would say. I was shocked by the retentions of Abdul Samad and Umran Malik. No matter Umran Malik उस टाइम 150 फेंक रहा था, 160 फेंक रहा था. Because Umran, even back then, was a very raw product. He was a work in progress who was just bowling fast. So captains, leaders will always be in demand, high currency. That is why Shreyas Iyer, I think wherever he'll go, money will follow. यार. Wherever he'll go, money will follow, because as Gigi also said, I think smart captain है, खड़ूस captain है, और बहुत chilled out captain है. मतलब his body language and everything he would give you that impression कि एकदम carefree है, सोचता नहीं क्रिकेट के बारे में, ऐसा करके चल रहा है. But no, he's thinking, he's always tuned in. And last year it was unfortunate that Gigi hogged the other Gigi, Gautam Gambhir, hogged all the limelight and nothing really went Shreyas's way. But Shreyas was calling the right shots in the middle. His handling of Varun Chakravarti in particular last year, I think was commendable.
Okay, perfect. Okay, तो Payan, let's not forget यहाँ पर एक चीज कि Shreyas Iyer played his part in the IPL. There was an injury there, and then he was away for some time, and then India waited for him to be fit for the World Cup. 3 players: Bumrah, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer was a vital player for India at the ODI World Cup. And let's be honest यार, अगर आप IPL winning captain हो, performing player हो, white ball में, it helps, right? So now here is this comment from Tajinder: Rishabh not being captain will affect his India white ball captaincy chances. आप captaincy chances छोड़ दो white ball के. At this point in time, will it affect his chances of being in the playing 11 or being in the white ball squad? आप ODI squad की बात करो, T20 squad की बात करो. His form in white ball cricket has been up and down. Your thoughts on this?
You're talking about Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant's place in the 11. No, I don't think it will come into any kind of doubt in the near future. Like he's just too good a player, magnificent player. And when he plays like there is no competition for that Rishabh Pant's slot. Like we have seen how like Dhruv Judel was red hot. Like he played such a good innings against England. He was doing so well. But when the next test match happens, Rishabh Pant is automatic. It's an automatic choice. And so in the T20 World Cup, he didn't have a great IPL last year. But there are certain players about whom you do not think too much. Like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, Rishabh Pant is in that category. So Rishabh Pant's place in any team, I don't think is in any doubt when he's fit. I don't think that's the case. Yeah.
Okay. Fair answer. एक out of syllabus question ले लेते हैं before we close the show today, because ये franchise इसके बारे में इतनी बात नहीं की है. Rajasthan Royals, Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal, no brainer that they will be retained. Riyan Parag, Dhruv Jurel, I think there are a couple other options as well over there in terms of bowling options. Yuzvendra Chahal हैं. Will Rajasthan Royals, like RCB, हम ये कैसे भूल सकते हैं? आरसीबी लेट गो ऑफ युजवेंद्र चहल, डिड नॉट पिक हिम इन द ऑक्शन आफ्टर दैट. क्या राजस्थान रॉयल्स भी ये गलती कर सकता है क्या? ही इज बीन परफॉर्मिंग फॉर राजस्थान रॉयल्स एज वेल. So Rajasthan Royals, Butler, Samson, Jaiswal, Chahal, Jurel, Rian. We are looking at what, 5, 6 players there, 5 retentions, maybe right to match. This will be the final question. Gigi and then Sahil.
Well, I think there's another guy in these retentions who has a hot chance to be retained, and that is Trent Bolt, the fast bowler.
And Bolt, yeah.
He
Bolt.
Trent Bolt is excellent. I mean, I thought I might have made a big mistake by letting him go. And I think RR, from what I remember at an event, Mr. Ranjit Barataku there, I think he's a director or something at RR. He told us that, one thing that he focused on was building a squad around good bowlers, because he said that the first priority has to be to take 10 wickets of the opposition. For that, you need good 4, 5 bowlers, to win the IPL. And I think a lot of stress is on that, when it comes to RR. So I think Rajwendra Chahal to bilkul definitely retain honge. I'm expecting Trent Bolt to also be retained, and obviously Jaiswal is going to be a very high retainership case, and as well as Sanju Samson. Josh Butler's performance in recent years has been a bit up and down, but then when he fires, he's a pure match winner. So definitely वो तो उन्हें तो retain करना ही पड़ेगा. Then again, I think I've taken 5, 6 names. So the next on the list is Jurel. I think they will struggle to retain somebody like Sandeep, but again, Rayan Parag has been, this last season was the season in which he came of age, and he was absolutely brilliant. And the way he's playing, the way he's timing the ball, and do not forget his ace fielding, his electric fielding, and the 4 overs that he brings to the table. That he can bring to the table. Of course, we have the impact player rule, so ज़्यादा bowling नहीं कर पाते IPL में. But we saw in Sri Lanka after the IPL how good he was in the 4 overs that he could bowl, especially on wickets which are a bit slow. So all in all, they have a great nucleus, and they'll try to retain as many players as they can, which is obviously the case in most of the franchises, going into, deciding whom to retain.
Okay. Sahil, any thoughts on this? We have a lot of questions about other franchises also, but we will be doing a lot of talking about those, but not in today's show because we have to finish up today quickly. Sahil, one final thought on RR. What do
Yeah.
you see happening there?
No, I see like just my own cricketing logic, the way I have like tracked Rajasthan Royals very closely for last 5, 6 years now, and the new method to the way they want to go about building their squad. Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Riyan Parag in that order. 18, 14, 11, if that's what they're going to follow. Those are my 3 picks. Sandeep Sharma is my uncapped player because he falls in that category now. जो नया रूल आया है, because I think he last played India 4, 5 seasons back, right? So he will be fitting into my uncapped player category because he was gold dust. 4 crore में he'll be gold. मतलब giving you those overs in the death, and the way he kind of kept his composure, I think he could be a steal buy. And then you have the RTM option for players like, because see, I don't see Yuzvendra Chahal getting 10, 12 crore bid anywhere now. That's personal opinion. मुझे लग रहा है वो 5-6 की कैटेगरी के अंदर, I think both Ashwin and Yuzvendra Chahal at the mega auction costed RR around 10 crores, if I'm not wrong. 10 crore के आसपास both of them का combined bid था. So RR could use the RTM card for someone like Yuzvendra Chahal, Dhruv Jurel or Trent Bolt, depending how the auction unfolds. But to me, Samson, Jaiswal and Riyan Parag, and I'll be looking at a very, very explosive young opener. So you are hearing this for the first time on Times of India YouTube channel. Priyansh Arya auditioned for Rajasthan Royals at a camp a couple of weeks back. Delhi opener, orange cap player in the Delhi Premier League, smashed the 28 ball 100. So maybe RR could be like going for him because he just knows one way to bat. वो सिर्फ मारता है, वो मारता है. And so ऐसे players को आप target कर सकते हो. That's what I'm saying when it comes to like the second opener with
There are a
Yashasvi
couple of
Jaiswal.
players. No, I was doing commentary for the Punjab league as well. Shere Punjab. वहाँ पे भी there were a couple of openers just smashing, absolutely smashing.
Yeah.
और Punjab league में all 10 franchisees had sent their scouts, and a lot of players from the Punjab league will be picked in this mega auction, even if for squad building, if not for the first 11. So yeah, I think काफी interesting combinations होने वाले हैं. Let's just take this one last comment and from Dwapayan. Indian batting collapse. Let's go back to Test cricket. Enough of IPL at the moment. Closing comment on today's game. Indian batting collapsed, not Indian cricket. Our team is not like which creates uncricketing pitches to let other teams score 800, get its cricket system collapse. Bad day for India. How do you see, what is the possibility of India bouncing back in this test match?
It all hinges on the first session of the second of tomorrow. If New Zealand manage to score another 100 runs, then I don't think India is going to come back in this game. But if India somehow manages to keep them within 175 200 lead, there is a chance with the kind of batting that we will not, the kind of batting that we have, we will not fail every day. And 300 325 we will get. Two or three people will get going, and we are likely to get 300 325, and 125 130 will be a very tricky chase on this pitch, because Jadeja is getting turned, so he becomes unplayable when he gets that turn, and of course Bumrah. So everything hinges on the first session of tomorrow. Let's see. Let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best. And जीजी, आज तो कोई रिपोर्ट नहीं दे रहे हो शो खत्म होने के बाद, अर्ली मॉर्निंग, या कल भी धमाल होने वाला है?
नहीं, कल कोई धमाल नहीं होने वाला है. फिलहाल तो मेरा फोकस रणजी ट्रॉफी पे है, because tomorrow you have the next round of Ranji Trophy beginning, and I'm covering the Mumbai versus Maharashtra game at BKC here. But coming back to the test match, that द्वैपायन का ये optimism देख के मुझे याद आ रहा है 99 में आई थिंक अहमदाबाद में एक टेस्ट मैच था इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड का, and I think न्यूजीलैंड bowled India out for 83.
मोहाली में था, अहमदाबाद में,
सॉरी मोहाली में, या मोहाली में, ना 83 ऑल आउट हो गई थी इंडिया फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में, एंड देन दे मैनेज टू मिराकुलसली ड्रॉ दैट गेम. मुझे आज तक समझ नहीं आया कि वो मैच कैसे ड्रॉ हो गया.
जीतने वाला था. सेकंड इनिंग्स में इंडिया 515 फॉर 3 बनाया था.
इमेजिन या तो होप फ्लोट
इनिंग्स में बचा लिया.
So hope float. Let's hope that miracle happens. 20 कितने जितने भी साल 25 साल हो गए हैं, miracle happens again, and but I think I see this as a sinking ship, and I think hopefully it will be 1-1 when the series comes to Mumbai, and I get to cover the third test.
ये देखो अपनी लाइन लगा
यहाँ पर बारिश नहीं होगा तो कुछ बचाने का कोई सीन नहीं है. यहाँ पे इधर जीतेगा और हारेगा.
Correct.
हाँ, मोहाली
I think Test cricket. Yeah, Test cricket today is all about results. I mean, and I'm not giving credit to any baseball or anybody. It's just we are in an era of Test cricket जहाँ पे आपको you'll get more results. अभी पाकिस्तान के नेशनल हाईवे पे आपको रिजल्ट मिल रहा है, तो इन पिचेस पे तो आपको रिजल्ट मिलेगा ही मिलेगा.
100% मिलेगा. 100%. बारिश नहीं होगा तो 100% रिजल्ट है.
In fact, for that matter, even in the BGT, I'm expecting results in all 5 test matches, unless there is no, a game is washed out completely. So yeah, let's see what happens. And obviously, we will be here back tomorrow once again at 6:15, and we'll be talking about Indian cricket. Hopefully, Sahil और Gigi जो हैं कोई ना कोई story break कर देंगे. Dopayan, hopefully, we'll be having you back soon on the show as well. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and thanks to all our viewers जिन्होंने आज इतने सारे कमेंट्स भेजे और इतना सारा इन्वॉल्व हुए. होपफुली यू कैन इन्वॉल्व विद अस टुमारो अगेन. YouTube पे सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, X पे फॉलो कीजिए, एंड कीप वाचिंग अस बियॉन्ड द बाउंड्री ऑन TUI Sport. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.